Once a year, we get to sit down and talk with Jim Lauderdale.
Thank you.
I always love this. I can ask you anything I want.
You can. Nothing's too personal. You can ask me anything.
All right. Early this morning. No. Folks, you are here celebrating a great new CD called Carolina Moonrise. And it's a beautiful cover. It's got this great, sort of fearsome-looking bear with a banjo and a very vulnerable and worried-looking little rabbit. And I'm wondering what the symbolism...
Well, it kind of symbolizes me. Strong, fierce, but at the same time worried and vulnerable. But a great artist named Tim Truman that Robert Hunter turned me on to, and he's been doing my covers now for several years, as many as I can get him to do. So he's a great artist.
You really love the visual is something you take very seriously. You've always chosen the clothes, and the hummingbird was a motif that kind of came, was used again and again. Must be a lot of fun, kind of figuring out what kind of iconography you want to, associate with your music.
It is, Craig. It's kind of a subconscious thing,
Sure.
maybe from the dream state or some other state that I'm not aware of, that the hummingbirds kind of crept in, and now our friend the bear has crept in.
Yep, a banjo-playing bear.
A banjo-playing bear.
So you made this with Randy Coors, who you've worked with on a number of records in a row.
Yes.
How did you guys, do you try to do something to just stir up the pot a little bit, make things a little different, new studio, or was it pretty much got the songs and time to record?
Well, I'll tell you, Randy's been doing my last several Bluegrass records for many years now, and what happened was that Robert Hunter really dug the Reason and Rhyme record we did last year on Sugar Hill. He just really liked it, and I surprised him last year at his birthday, and he said, we got to write a follow-up. So I was going to leave the next day. He lives out in California, but I stuck around for a couple of days, and we wrote pretty much most of the record. And then what we did this time, as we did on the last, Randy really is so efficient in the studio. We recorded both records in a day.
Wow. That's
and so this time when we were in there, I wanted to do a couple of extra songs. And so the song Troublemaker, for instance, that we did tonight, he had given me that lyric a few years ago, and I wasn't able to come up with something. Sometimes Robert will hand me a lyric, and then boom, a melody will come out, or I'll give him a melody and a lyric will just come out. But so luckily that night, the lyric came out, and we did it at the very last minute, at about 1:30 in the morning.
Was this the first time you'd written with him in the same room? Because usually he'll send you lyrics.
No, we've done that before, but usually I maybe will start a melody or something if we're with each other, and I'll lay it down for him, and then I'll go to the other room and I'll start something else, and he'll work on what I just left him.
Because I was going to ask whether Robert knows, in the case like these songs, whether they're going to be bluegrass songs.
Yes. Now, in this case, he did. In this instance, we specifically, and also for Reason and Rhyme, we knew it was going to be bluegrass.
So your bluegrass records have been the ones that have earned you Grammy Awards.
Yes.
And so there's a little pressure riding on this one. Do you feel that way?
Well, it's not. We did get nominated last year for the Reason and Rhyme record, and so you never know. But I just appreciate the two I got, and so if it ever happens again, that'll be great. But if not, I'll tell you what, I just enjoy writing with Robert Hunter so much.
It's produced some amazing results, absolutely. Well, just before we go, going on these days, the show you're doing with Buddy Miller, that's still running all over there on Sirius?
That's right.
You guys having a good time with that?
We are.
Freeform?
Yes, we've had a lot of great guests. We just had Guy Clark yesterday, and I think we've got Dallas Frazier coming up next week. So it's really been it's so fun hanging out with Buddy Miller, and I learn so much. He's one of my oldest friends, and he's just so full of knowledge about music, and I really, it's just a terrific experience.
That is Americana. Thank you, Jim Lauderdale.
Thank you,
we appreciate
Craig.
all you do.
Thank you.
Loving the new music. The record really is fine. Check it out.
you.
Carolina Moonrise.